September 1977. In Bonn, the government of the Federal German Republic was alerted to the kidnapping of Hans-Martin Schleyer, president of the Federation of Employers. The kidnappers demanded the release of Andreas Baader and 10 other urban guerrillas from West German prisons. A month later, tanks and troops were still patrolling the streets of German cities. Schleyer was still a prisoner, but despite his personal appeals, the government refused to make the exchange.
Vito? Yes, I'm on standby. Yes, it was foggy here, too. All right, I'll be there as soon as I can.
On the 13th of October, Lufthansa's Flight 182 from Frankfurt to Palma, Majorca was a Boeing 737, the Landshut, named after a small town in Bavaria.
Sorry I'm late, Captain. Thought I'd never get here. Jürgen Vito.
Jürgen Schumann. Better start the check.
The Landshut arrived on schedule in Palma and got ready to take off as Flight 181 back to Frankfurt. There were 84 passengers on board, mainly returning holidaymakers.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Captain Schumann and his crew, I welcome you on board this Lufthansa 737, Flight 181 to Frankfurt.
The Landshut took off at 1:55 p.m. local time for its return journey.
Look where you're going. Keep your hands on the controls. You, get up. Get out! Come on! Get out of there! Come on, hands on your head. Get into the bag. Come on. Get out of here!
Hands up and join the other passengers in the back. Move! And you too. Come on, get them up. These grenades are live. Come on, get into the other cabin with the other passengers. Come on, move! Come on! Move! Move down there. Join the other passengers. Get down there. Hurry up.
Come on, move! Put your hands up, everybody! Hands up!
If anyone moves,
Keep your hands up! Hands up! Move! Take fire!
get down there. Keep still.
Oh, lad! You want to be sure to keep your hands up. Sit down! Sit down, all of you! And keep your hands raised! Who's this? Show me the microphone.
Keep your hands up.
This is Captain Marta Mahmoud. Keep your hands raised or you will be killed.
They can't hear if you don't push that down.
This is Captain Marta Mahmoud. Keep your hands up or you will be killed. Now, pull down the blinds and throw your knives and weapons into the gangway.
Do as I say!
Get down there. You get the trays and take them into the galley. Come on, move! Don't talk. There is no need to talk. No talking. No moving. Draw the blinds. Keep your hands up.
You, pilot, come back now.
Don't talk and keep your hands up.
Sit down.
You've spoken to no one?
No.
We are going to Cyprus. You should work out a route.
I shall need chance.
Get them!
It's outside our range. We haven't the fuel.
How much fuel have you?
6,000 kilos.
How far will that take us?
About 600 miles.
How far is Cyprus?
Roughly 3 times that.
How far can we go?
About Rome, I think.
Then we'll refuel in Rome.
Everybody, the hand luggage, put it in the gangway. We want to search it. Come on, everybody. Come on, you too.
When the Landshut arrived in Rome, Captain Marta Mahmoud made contact with the authorities via the control tower. The demands were relayed to Bonn, where Minister of the Interior Mayhofer called on Hans-Jürgen Wisniewski from Chancellor Schmidt's office and Wolfgang Selewski, a psychologist working with the government on the Schleier case.
One of the hijackers has been talking to the tower by radio. He's pretty incoherent, but he described himself as... what was it?
The group I represent, the Kafre Gadum operation, demand the release of our comrades held in German prisons. We are fighting against the world's imperialist organizations.
Is he German or Palestinian?
We don't know yet.
They boarded the plane at Majorca. Presumably they're going on to the Middle East.
How many are there?
There are 84 passengers, including 7 children, and a crew of 5. Lufthansa want you to act for them.
And the government?
The Chancellor's waiting for further information.
We don't know if anyone's been killed yet. What's the captain like?
He's very experienced. He's an ex-starfighter pilot, a good man.
It must be connected with Schleier.
Yes.
It could be.
We want you to help Lufthansa.
What have you done so far?
What could we do? We've asked the Italians to shoot out the tires of the plane, then they can't take off.
For God's sake!
But I don't think it's been done yet.
Look, if you do things like that, everyone may get killed. The terrorist feels trapped, and then he has no option left but to use his weapons. Do you want a massacre?
We must do something. There are nearly 90 people prisoner on a German plane. We can't just leave them there.
Sometimes it's better to do nothing. Let them show their hand, make no demands, let them go where they want, cooperate as far as is reasonable. That way, with luck, no one gets hurt.
Do nothing.
Just for a bit.
Very well. But we'll keep in touch. Wisniewski, you better follow it, I think.
All right.
The Chancellor won't give in. There'll be no release of terrorists from prison.
At Rome airport, the Landshut was guarded by troops, but no attack was made on it. After refueling, it took off for Cyprus. It was 5:45 in the evening.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Are you sending anything after 181?
Why?
Well, Gabrielle Dillman, she's my fiancée. She's the stewardess on 181.
And who are you?
Von Lutzow, Rudiger von Lutzow. I'm a 707 co-pilot, so if I could be on the crew.
I'm sorry, we've already got one standing by at Cologne. But we'll let you know if we're sending another one.
Okay. Thank you.
The chartered 707 took off from Cologne at dusk, carrying Wisniewski, Selewski, and 60 GSG-9 frontier guards. Their orders were to intercept the hijacked plane at Larnaca in Cyprus. The man who called himself Mahmoud was clearly a high-caliber freedom fighter, proving the link between the Middle East guerrilla movements and the German terrorists.
Here. Do you know anything about flying?
I trained in England.
And these?
No, light aircraft. I know what I'm doing.
This is Larnaca Tower to LH181. You're cleared to make an approach for runway 04. Wind is 10 at 5 knots. Call on finals.
Lufthansa 181.
You're going to take the controls?
No. The co-pilot can land. I'll handle everything else.
I will speak to them. Do what I tell you, or you will both be shot.
From Larnaca Control Tower, while the Landshut was refueling, a spokesman of the Palestine Liberation Organization, now pursuing a soft line, tried to reason with Mahmoud, but with no success. About an hour before midnight, the hijacked plane took off again with all its hostages and headed for Beirut. The pursuing 707, with Wisniewski, Selewski, and the GSG-9 guards, arrived just too late.
Beirut's closed.
Then fly to Damascus.
Thank you very much, Beirut, LH181. Good day. LH181 to Damascus Control.
birthday tomorrow. I'm supposed to be giving a party.
They won't let us into Damascus. They've blocked the runway.
Then Baghdad.
That's also blocked.
What about Kuwait?
Have we enough fuel?
Yes, just.
Then we'll go there.
No, Minister, we've had no contact since they overflew Damascus.
Listen, the 707 is to take the GSG-9 commandos back to Cologne. Vishnevsky and his party must be flown to Ankara and await there. Yes. Let me know as soon as you have any news.
Early in the morning of the 14th of October, the Bonn government received a message from Schleier's kidnappers repeating their demand for the release of Bader and 10 other terrorists in exchange for Schleier. They claimed unity with Mahmoud's Kafre Gadum hijack operation and added a demand for the release of 2 Palestinians imprisoned in Turkey. The new deadline for the release of the terrorists was set for 9 a.m. on October the 16th, 2 days later. Kuwait airport refused to allow them to land, so they flew on to Bahrain.
This is Bahrain Tower to LH181. Terribly sorry, officials here won't let you land.
We must land.
We have no fuel to go anywhere else.
Land now. I don't care how or where, but land immediately.
I'm awfully sorry. Everything's closed. Auto land available. Cleared. ILS approach runway 30. Frequency 110.3.
Thank you.
What does that mean?
The runway's open for automatic landings.
Then go in.
I'm going.
Although Bahrain Control Tower was not permitted to talk them down, the Landshut was able to land safely using the automatic landing signals which the Bahrain officials had not thought to have switched off.
There are troops there.
Where?
Coming towards the plane.
And on this side.
They're surrounding us.
Looks like it.
Control tower.
They've stopped now.
This is Captain Marta Mahmoud speaking. Can you hear me? If your soldiers have not gone in 5 minutes, I will shoot the pilot.
You'll be dead if they haven't gone in 5 minutes.
You won't achieve anything this way. They can't pull them back in 5 minutes. They're not in direct contact with the tower. You must allow them time.
Don't give me orders. If you want to pray, pray.
4.5 minutes.
Excuse me, may I take some food and drink to the pilots? They've had nothing.
Yes, okay.
You have 3 more minutes.
There's no point in shooting me. Let me speak to the control tower. I have a wife at home. I beg you for her sake.
Try.
This is Jürgen Vito, co-pilot, Lufthansa, flight 181. If you don't call your troops back immediately, I shall be shot. There is a man with a pistol at my head.
This is useless.
They're moving.
Yes, they're going back.
Good. You can relax. Now, we will refuel.
And then where?
Captain! You will call me Captain.
Where, Captain?
We will go to Dubai. What do you want?
Would you like something to eat?
Good idea.
No, thank you.
What about the children?
The children?
They should have some.
This is our last almost. Have some coffee.
Do what you can. Come.
Hello, Tower.
Would you like something to eat?
Have you got an aspirin?
Sure. What's going to happen to us?
God knows. He nearly shot Vitor just now.
Is he mad?
No, it's calculated. But he's vain and he resents me. I've managed to get a little information in and out.
Be careful, Jorgen.
Yes, I am. Apparently they're in league with the Bader-Meinhof gang.
Schleier.
Yes,
They think they'll get more than 90 hostages and just for him.
I suppose so.
Will the government give him?
They obviously haven't yet had him.
Yes, very good, sir. They're at Dubai. Commandos are back in Cologne. Stupid decision. Wisniewski's flying direct to Dubai from Ankara, so we better send another 707 out for him.
Can I go?
Why not?
The hijacked plane had landed at Dubai at 6 o'clock in the morning, and Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, Defense Minister of the United Arab Emirates, drove to the airport control tower to negotiate with the hijackers. However, none of the hostages on the plane were released, but food was sent out to the plane. The passengers were allowed, after 17 hours, to go to the toilets for the first time, and the hijackers changed into their uniform.
Who's that? Get her. And these two.
Bridget Roll, come with me. Come on, move.
Sit down. This yours?
Yes.
And this?
Yes.
Jewish.
I'm not Jewish.
Get down.
Oh, she's German!
Sit down and shut up!
Oh, no,
Down!
Please, what have I done wrong? Oh, God.
You know what that is?
It's a pen.
Where did it come from?
No, I didn't know I was given it.
On the top. What is it?
Star.
The Star of Israel. It's a Zionist emblem.
No.
Where did you get it? In Israel?
I've never been to Israel. It's a German pen. That's only a trademark.
You will be quiet.
No.
You're a supporter of Zionism. You know the vile things they do to us?
No.
You will be shot.
Oh, no. Please, go
Get up.
now. Oh, look. Look, please. I'll give you everything I've got.
I'm not a thief. You insult me.
No.
You will be executed tomorrow.
Oh, no, please, God,
Get
no,
up.
please.
Come on,
Oh,
move.
no. Are you going to kill her?
That depends on your government.
Later in the day, Wisniewski, Selewski and Ulrich Wegener arrived in Dubai from Ankara. They went to the control tower to confer with Sheikh Mohammed.
Charlie Echo to Tower.
What are you doing?
Trying to get either enough fuel to charge the batteries or a ground power unit.
This is Captain Marta Mahmoud. We need fuel or a ground power unit to maintain our essential services. Listen, I have a message for the fascist German imperialist government. If all our demands are not met by the morning after tomorrow, we will blow up the plane. We have plenty of explosives. Also, we shall start shooting prisoners.
Could you kill 90 people?
Easily.
Have you ever killed anyone?
Yes. The foreign minister of Yemen, when I was in London. He came out of his hotel, got into his car. I opened the car door and shot him. And his wife and his chauffeur. You read about it in the paper? He was a traitor. Oh, it's very easy to kill people. You Western imperialists do it all the time.
Where do you learn all this?
In a camp. Near Baghdad. It is war, Schumann. We have the same aims as your freedom fighters in Germany, your urban guerrillas. To break the capitalist system. To bring equality to the world.
I'm afraid I don't follow politics.
Because you don't care. At least we'll make you care. I don't hate these people here. But it's no use asking me for mercy. You should ask your fascist government. Why don't you do that?
Happy birthday. It's not my lowest.
Whose birthday?
Mine.
Then we must celebrate. We will have champagne. We will make them send us champagne. And a birthday cake.
Wisniewski and his delegation brought no concessions from the West German government. Sheikh Mohammed kept in touch with the stranded plane, but he too made no concessions, nor would he allow the Germans to take part in his negotiations.
We've got more information from the captain. The hijackers are 2 young men and 2 women. They're all Palestinians or Lebanese or something. They're very capable, but the leader is nervous.
So would you be.
They keep threatening the crew and the passengers. So far, they haven't hurt anybody seriously. I'm waiting for a reply to their ultimatum.
Have you spoken to them?
No, Sheikh Mohammed insists on doing everything himself. He keeps on telling them to release the women and children and the old people, and they refuse. He, in turn, refuses to give them fuel and ground power.
That's mad.
He wants them to surrender here. Wegener's with him now.
It's no good making demands on them and not offering them anything in return.
I told him that.
You have to give kidnappers some hope, some feeling that you may help them out of their dilemma. Make promises, play for time while we make our own plans. They need to communicate, keep a dialogue with life. Otherwise, they'll be driven to taking some wild initiative like shooting someone.
We are not giving in. Well, Wegener?
I don't know. I've been trying to persuade him to let us bring in the GSG-9 Commando unit. After all, they've been specially trained for something like this for the past 5 years.
Will he let them in?
Oh, he's all for rushing the plane, but it must be done with his own troops. Well, it's their country.
Are they trained to?
No, not at all.
Then it could be very dangerous.
There are 2 British officers here. Mr. Callahan sent them to help the Chancellor, to help us. They're experts and they've got some very good equipment. The Sheikh says we can use them to train his men. We can practice out of sight on another aeroplane. It's possible. It's all we can do.
Have you got time?
We have the rest of today and all of tomorrow. Then we can try and break into the plane tomorrow night.
If we can hold them that long.
That's up to the Sheikh. They've just radioed for some crates of champagne and a birthday cake.
Then for God's sake, let them have them.
Happy birthday, dear Mia. Happy birthday to you.
Attention, everyone. I have good news for you. It is the 28th birthday of your stewardess, Maria. You will all have cake and a glass of champagne. By courtesy of your Captain Mahmoud.
Sit down, sit down.
Now, pay attention to your captain. I'm going to teach you some history. You know the history of Palestine? You know for 2,000 years the Arabs lived there, continually oppressed by foreign powers. At the beginning of this century, the oppressors were the Turks. The Arab people rose up against them to help the Western imperial powers. We threw the Turks out, but the Western imperialists betrayed us. You must read the Balfour Declaration of 1917. They gave the land to the Zionists.
Mahmoud's history lesson went on for 2 hours. Outside, the temperature rose to 120 degrees, but the Landshut's air conditioning still kept the terrorists and their victims in comparative comfort.
There was a village called Qadum. Last year, the Zionists raided it. They killed everyone, women, children. That is why we call this Operation Kafr Qadum. We want our comrades liberated. We want to destroy the Zionists and all the people who back them wherever they may be.
It's all right. There's nothing to be afraid of. A gun went off by mistake.
The gunshot was indeed a mistake, and the passengers waited undisturbed for the rest of the day. That night, the power in the plane failed, and with it the air conditioning and light.
They promised to send a unit. Then the radio died along with everything else.
Where are they?
I'm watching.
Captain,
Yes?
can we open the cabin doors? It's stifling in there. People are fainting.
Yes, yes, open the doors.
I'll help you.
I see light coming.
Who are you?
We brought the ground power unit!
Who are they?
They're Lufthansa staff.
Do you know them?
No.
Link it up then!
We're not here!
You must do as I say.
You have to connect it to the other side.
No! Here!
We can't do it here!
They can't attach it this side.
Spies!
No. They've gone anyway.
Well, we'll do without it.
You can't. When the sun comes up tomorrow, we'll all fry.
Without the air
The
conditioning.
plane will be a mass grave. You won't have to blow it up.
All right! You do it.
You'll need steps down.
No! Help him.
Give me your torch.
German soldiers.
No. They wore Lufthansa overalls.
That means nothing. It's a plot. Your plot.
I plotted nothing.
Go in there. Sit down. Lock the door. Here. How do you know they were German? I know who they are. They work in the Secret Service.
Do they?
You know that. You betrayed us, haven't you? Were you in the German army?
No, I was a captain in the Air Force.
So, you're a fascist.
No, I'm nothing.
You'll tell me the truth, or I'll shoot out your eyes. First, I'll shoot out your left eye, then your right. Have you given any information about us?
Yes.
Have you told them there are 4 of us?
Yes.
Have you told them what weapons we have?
Yes. 2 pistols, 4 grenades, and explosives. That's all I know.
Well done.
Down on your knees. I'm going to tell you all who is to blame for your suffering. It's not me. It's this man. He is a traitor. He has given news to people outside. Isn't that so?
Yes.
Louder, so that everyone can hear.
Yes.
You hear that? He admits his guilt. Tell them, you trained in the Air Force.
Yes.
The men who brought the power unit were your military friends, yes?
No, Captain. They were from our company.
Now, show us what you learned in the Air Force. Get up. Stand to attention. Turn round. Off you go. Quick, march. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. About turn. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Halt! You've given information here and on the flight here. The co-pilot can confirm that. Where's the co-pilot?
Here, Captain.
He knows nothing about it.
He listens to the radio all the time. He's also guilty.
I didn't know.
Don't lie.
I don't always listen when the captain's handling radio traffic.
Where's my wife? Somebody must know.
Keep him quiet!
She shouldn't go out of the house, Ray.
Dad, be quiet!
My wife.
Keep him quiet!
No, where?
Get down. No one will speak to this man.
For the next 24 hours, the Landshut remained in Dubai. Food and drink and ice were sent out to them, but no fuel. It was the 16th of October, the 4th day of the hijack. The terrorists' deadline passed, and nothing happened.
Control tower. This is Marta Mahmoud. If you don't send us fuel in the next half hour, I shall start shooting hostages.
Sheikh Mohammed finally gave in. The plane was refueled. No one was shot, but nor were any hostages released. The commander's rescue attempt had to be abandoned, and at midday the Landshut took off again. They were turned away from Oman and changed course for Aden. Although they were again at the end of their fuel, the South Yemen authorities refused to let them land and blocked the runways with armored cars.
500 feet. Fuel?
400 kilos. 4 minutes.
I'm going down in the sand.
Okay. Prepare for emergency landing.
Extinguishers ready?
Extinguishers ready.
In now.
Bracing positions.
200 feet. It's been a nice life. A bit short.
Fasten your bloody seatbelt! Have you gone mad? I'm not landing till it's strapped in. Christ! Go straight through the windscreen.
Thank you.
First thrust.
Germany's Crisis Committee left the Chancellery here in Bonn after all-night meetings which seem, on the face of it, to have led to a decision not to give way to the terrorists. A government spokesman announced that West Germany was in contact with the British Prime Minister and the French President, and that both...
Yes?
We have some news from Aden. The Landshut soft landed in the sand there between runways. No one was hurt, apparently, but we don't know if the plane was damaged. Yes, South Yemen. Of course, the Yemenis aren't helping anyone.
The hijackers allowed Captain Schumann to leave the plane to see if the landing in the sand had caused any damage to the undercarriage. While he was out of the plane, Schumann decided to go to the control tower to try to negotiate the release of the hostages. But he stayed away far too long.
He's run off.
I don't think so.
He's going to give information.
This is Captain Marta Mahmoud. If the German captain doesn't come back, I shall blow up the plane and everyone on board. This is my last warning.
The Yemeni authorities have captured Captain Schumann. They are going to hand him over to us for execution. He has betrayed us. He has
set his lousy life against yours.
Don't he says I'll execute you.
Hands on your head. Kneel down! I'm going to hold a revolutionary tribunal. You've put us all in danger of dying. You've betrayed me before. I shan't forgive a second time. Are you guilty or not guilty?
Captain, there were difficulties in getting back to the plane.
Guilty or not guilty?
Excuse me, may I explain?
Are you guilty?
You won't let me explain.
Early the next morning, the plane was refueled and ordered to take off by the Aden authorities. Schumann's body had to remain on board, wedged in a cupboard.
This is the captain speaking. We are going to Mogadishu.
Vitor flew south round the Horn of Africa to Somalia and landed safely at Mogadishu in the early morning of October the 17th. Jürgen Schumann's body was offloaded down an escape chute and taken away in an ambulance. Later in the day, Wisniewski, Wegener and Selewski arrived in a 707 with Rudiger von Lutzau as co-pilot and radio operator. By then, a German GSG-9 commando unit was on its way from Cologne to Mogadishu in another Lufthansa plane.
Any news? They've given us a new deadline.
If, as you say, the German government will not meet our demands, we will
Blow the plane up at 1500 hours European time. Is that understood?
Yes, I have understood. But we ask you for humanitarian reasons to release the passengers and crew. You are our guests. We'll do anything you want. We'll give you safe conduct. We'll do anything. But for Allah's sake and for pity's sake, let go the hostages who have done you no harm.
If you want pity, you must ask the German government. They must release their prisoners too.
November X-ray 7 miles northeast.
We are in touch with representatives of the German government. Do you want food or anything?
Yes, please. Hold on. Fetch the chief stewardess.
Stewardess wanted on the flight deck. I'll go.
You could talk to the tower.
Hello? This is Stewardess Gabrielle Dillman.
What food do you want sent?
Oh, snacks, fruit, some iced drinks. Nothing very heavy, we're too tired.
Anything else?
Can I say? Yes. Help us. We've people who are ill.
When does the GSG-9 get you?
What should we do?
Play for time. Your troops should be here tonight.
What time?
I don't know yet.
Well, we can storm the plane in the dark.
What we need is about 10 or 12 hours extension of the deadline.
You won't give it to us.
Tell him Bader and the other prisoners in Germany are being released.
This is General Abdullahi. I have a message for you. Captain Mahmoud. Can you hear me?
Captain,
Captain Mahmoud?
wake up,
General
Captain.
Abdullahi. Can you hear me?
You must wake up.
What?
They want to speak to you.
What?
You have to wake up. There's a message for you. The control tower are calling. They want to speak to you. You're in charge of us. You have to speak.
Captain Mahmoud.
I'll bring you some coffee.
All right. Yes, this is Mahmoud.
I have a representative of the federal German government here. He would like to speak to you.
I will speak to the representative of the imperialist fascist German government, only because you asked me to.
I have a message from the federal German chancellor in Bonn.
Go on, I'm listening.
The prisoners in German prisons whom you wanted released will be released and flown to Mogadishu. But because of the distance, they can't be here until tomorrow morning.
That's too long.
We need an extension of your deadline by about 10 or 12 hours.
Why? You've had 4 days to agree. Why'd you wait till the last hour?
It's been difficult to make contact with Bonn and to make all the arrangements.
How long will it take? How far is it?
I think it's about 3,500 miles. I will check.
We will check too. I'll consider it.
We've got news of your commandos. They've arrived at Crete. They're refueling. They fly on to Djibouti and then on to here. They should be here about 8:30 this evening. How long will it take you to get ready?
2 hours. The Lancet is there, and there are some sand dunes here close to the runway.
Yes.
We can get to about 30 yards from the plane in darkness. I've had a look at them, and when we're there, we can get the Somalis to light a fire on the runway to distract the enemy's attention. That should get the hijackers up into the cockpit. And then we can rush the plane from the rear. And if the Britons let their stun flares off from the front, that should give us time to get in. If it's not blown up already.
We'll keep him talking.
Are you really going to free the Bader Miles?
No, of course not.
Hello, Tower.
Tower speaking.
Is that the representative of the imperialist fascist West German government?
This is the representative of the federal German government speaking.
Have you any more news for us?
We have heard from Bonn that the prisoners in Germany are being collected. They will be flown here as soon as possible. They should be here by morning.
I don't trust you, fascist representative. There is half an hour before our deadline runs out.
We should then blow up the plane.
That would be a pity. If you could extend the deadline by about 10 hours, then we could...
That's too long. It's 3,200 miles to here from Germany. That should take about 7 hours. They should be here before 1 in the morning.
That doesn't allow time to get the prisoners to the plane at Frankfurt and possibly fly via Istanbul to get the 2 released in Turkey.
Has the Turkish government agreed?
We haven't heard yet, but we are in touch with them.
Continue to 1250.
I don't think they can be here before 4 in the morning.
You're playing with me, Mr. Fascist Representative. But we will extend the deadline to
3:30 tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Mr. Mahmoud.
Captain Mahmoud.
The Lufthansa 707, bringing the GSG-9 commandos from Germany, landed at Mogadishu at 8 o'clock at night without lights and taxied to the military area.
The
Their arrival was unnoticed aboard the Landshut, where the hijackers were wiring up explosive charges.
They're saying the prisoners left Frankfurt at 7:20. I don't trust them.
We'll see, won't we?
You should take the bottles of spirits out of their bags and sprinkle the plane with them. Then it'll burn quicker. We shall die as one family. You've done very well. Thank you. You can go now. You're free.
I'd rather stay here with the rest.
You're crazy.
By midnight, the GSG-9 commandos were in position behind sand dunes near the runway where the Landshut stood.
We would like to know your
A few minutes later, Somali troops lit a diversionary bonfire on the runway ahead of the aircraft.
Wait!
Suhaila!
What is it?
Everybody get down!
Everybody out of the exits, quickly, in case it blows up. Quickly.
Quickly and calmly.
News of the successful raid was radioed to the control tower to pass on to Bonn. It took less than 5 minutes from the moment the GSG-9 troops launched their attack to complete the safe evacuation of all the hostages from the plane. 4 hostages and 1 commando were slightly injured. The crew escaped with the passengers. Gabby Dillman had received a leg injury, but the other 3 were unscathed.
It's all right, man. It's all right.
Mahmoud and 2 other hijackers were killed outright. The 4th was very badly wounded and taken to hospital.
Please! Long live free Palestine!
Somehow, the news of the raid reached the top security wing of Stammheim prison in Germany, and by 7:30 the same morning, the 18th of October 1977, Bader and 2 of his closest associates had committed suicide. The next day, the body of Hans-Martin Schleyer was found in France in the boot of a car.